Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, for the first time since the last time, it's that time, right about that time, for your favorite Pokemon challenge. And mine, my name is Sebastian Todd the Third. You may call me ST3, and this is a Pokemon HeartGold Randomizer Nuzlocke. Thank you so much for joining us today. This is the third episode, sneak peek behind the curtain, third episode that we are recording bulk here today, back to back to back. So this episode should be airing on Sunday. So thank you so much for watching episode 4 overall of this Heart Gold Nuzlocke, the randomizer, the first ever series on the channel. In the last episode, we took on the gym, and we got a couple more encounters. We got a Cacturne and an Azurill, both of whom are hanging out in our PC as we speak. And in today's episode, we are going to get us a few more encounters here. Hopefully, our egg will hatch in this episode, but we are going to go all the way back to our hometown of New Bark, and we're going to fish there. We got a couple other fishing encounters, including right here where we are. I typically start at New Bark Town and work my way back when I do my fishing encounters to build up the team. That's just how I do it. There's no wrong way. But we will finish in Violet, start New Bark Town, have a grand old time at everything. So thank you again for joining us. I know that these 3 episodes I'm recording here tonight, trying to get ahead a little bit for the weekend, give myself some time on Friday. Again, peek behind the curtain. We are currently on Thursday when I record these. I'll give myself time tomorrow to try to edit these. Maybe get a little bit better at that so we can get Friday's episode up and then have the 2 weekend episodes ready to go before the weekend happens. As I mentioned, my wife is an RN. I have so much respect for her and admiration for her. But we are going to do some adulting on Saturday, oil change, inspection of the car, getting taxes done, and then Sunday, she works Sunday night, so we'll spend a little time together. But Sunday, I might spend some time recording some more episodes of the Heart Gold Randomizer Nuzlocke right here on the channel. So that's the plan. This is the third and final episode I will be recording tonight, spending some time tomorrow getting them as polished as I can make them. I won't say that they're going to be polished up. But that's the fun of this. And as we talked about in our previous episode, right, our mantra is chip away. We are chipping away at this dream to become a Pokemon YouTuber. I don't have to know what I'm doing to know that I am having fun playing Pokemon and hanging out with all of you. And I hope you're having fun too. If you are having fun, you have to say this as a Pokemon tuber, as a YouTuber in general, right? Hit the like button, hit subscribe if you enjoy being here. Share it with a friend or a family member or several. And if you don't like being here, that's okay too. I'm not going to be offended. I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and this is really rough. Let's be honest, right? Because I don't know what I'm doing. But that's the fun of it, because we only get better. We can only learn. So if you don't like it, leave a comment. Let me know. What don't you like about it? What do you want to see me do differently? Do you have some tips or tricks or thoughts on how I could edit this and make it prettier? I know having a layout would be phenomenal, and maybe I can take some time on Sunday while my wife sleeps to even brush up even more on some video editing and all that kind of stuff. And again, hopefully do some of that tomorrow as well. But again, I'm not doing this necessarily for anything other than I love watching Poketubers. I enjoy it thoroughly. It is a mental health break for me. And I'll talk about kind of that journey in a little bit. But the plan right now is I love playing Pokemon. I watch it. Why not try to do it? What's the harm? Worst case scenario, I'm making meh videos on YouTube. But worst case scenario, I am playing Pokemon, which I enjoy doing. So let's fish. Let's get our encounter here. Let's see if we can get some power to add to the team. And while we do, I don't know where my train of thought went. I got excited. Oddish. Now, again, we already have Bulbasaur on the team. and Bulbasaur will eventually be Venusaur. But I love Oddish. Growing up playing Pokemon originally, um, Oddish was my favorite grass type that wasn't a starter. I don't know why. For a very long time, Oddish was like the grass type starter, and I say I don't know why. I think I do know why. It's partly because of what I associate with Oddish and the nickname I come up with it. Which, if we catch this, I'll tell you. And if we don't catch it, I'll tell you also. Um, I think that's been part of why I've always loved Oddish. As I've gotten a little bit older and play Pokemon a little bit more and use them a little bit more to be, um, I don't want to say competitive because I've never played competitive Pokemon, but to be, I don't know, a little bit closer to that, I have come to have more of a respect for Bellsprout and that line as the Gen 1 kind of non starter grass type. Um, but still love Oddish. I think it's just an adorable little Pokemon. I know Gloom is like a little gloomy. First ball, Bassie. What up? Doesn't happen always, but we celebrate it when it does because you take the wins when you get them. All right, we got Audie on the team, and that is, I think, part of why I've always loved Oddish. My favorite book of all time. Comment question down below. Put your favorite book in the description. And maybe this isn't why, because this book came out much later than Pokemon. So that's probably not why. But I am a huge fan of Odd Thomas by Dean Koontz. It is my favorite book of all time. I love the character of Odd Thomas. I name all of my Oddishes after Odd Thomas in some form or fashion. So typically, if it is a male Oddish, I will name it Odd or Oddie. If it is a female Oddish, I will name it after Oddie's loved one, his paramour, his beloved Stormy Llewellyn in the book. Real name Brownman goes by Stormy. Long story short, just love the book, love the characters, love the whole series. There are 7 books in the series. There's a couple little extras here and there throughout. Odd Thomas is phenomenal. If you enjoy reading, I highly recommend it. There is an Odd Thomas movie based on the original book. It's good in its own, vacuum, but it is not as good as the book, I don't think. But and we're not going to add Stormy to the team. Obviously, it goes to the PC immediately, but we've got Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur definitely superior to our Oddish. But yeah, comment question down below. What's your favorite book? And if you don't read, books, maybe you read magazines. Maybe you prefer reading, graphic novels. Leave that down below too. Hey, I don't prefer books, but man, I'm really a big fan of this magazine or that graphic novel. The only magazine I really subscribe to is Food Network, and I very rarely read the articles. I'm all about the pictures, and by pictures I mean recipes. That's a joke. If you get the joke right, if you don't, that's okay. We're keeping it clean. But I love going through. One of my plans for next week is to take a day and try to organize some of the recipes I've taken out. We just healed, so I don't know why I'm going in here. That I've cut out from the Food Network magazine. Additions that I've gotten over the years, but I cut some of them out that I want to try. I've tried a handful that work out pretty well. The ones I try the most are desserts, if you can't tell. But I've tried some of like the other meals too, and they're definitely like just a good way to learn some new skills, learn some new recipes. I love to cook. I love to bake. My grandmother instilled that in me, so shout out to my late grandmother. Eradicate, we'll take that. Strong normal type. Stab strength later. It's not going to end up replacing Respite on the team because, well, Respite is a stronger normal type. So we'll try to catch it because it would be a good backup. It can be a good HM slave if we need. So I'm not mad about this. I'm going to switch out. I hit the yawn already. I'm hopeful that he won't hit us and get effects board into something other than sleep. Speak and it shall happen, right? That's okay. We'll take it. I really just wanted to avoid possibly losing our slack off so early on. And didn't know, being of a lower level, if it would be able to take a hit from Raticate. I don't love either that we just got tail whipped by the Raticate. Okay, we don't have to worry about anything. Would have liked to catch it, especially for dupes. It's a decent backup. for our respite if something were to happen, but it's not like we just lost out on a Lugia or a Kyogre or my favorite Pokemon. I haven't said what my favorite Pokemon is yet because I'm hoping we'll encounter it at some point here, and if we do, we will put that on the team. I'll give you a hint. Um, what my favorite water, what my favorite, I kind of gave away there. What my favorite Pokemon is my favorite type is water. I would have been Misty if I was a gym trainer. Um, is that a hint too, or is that not a hint? We don't know. Huh? But I love water types, so my favorite Pokemon is a water type. No, that's as much as I'll say for now. If we encounter it, you'll know. You'll know. We have a lot of Pokemon that I adore, that I find just adorable. Some I love and will have them on the team if I catch them. Some I love but will not have them on the team necessarily. For example, two Pokemon I love that are not in this game um, are Beware and um, oh my gosh, I'm blanking. The Fighting Panda. Um, Pangoro? Anyway, they're both fighting types, so you can't have them both on the team. But it would be kind of fun to get a fighting or a bear type team. They've got enough bears now with Ursaring slash Ursaruna, um, and Beware. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe I'm blanking. I think it's Pangoro. Yeah, it is Pangoro. It's gotta be Pangoro. If I'm wrong, comment down below. What is the name of the big panda bear that is a fighting type and dark type Pokemon? If it's Pangoro. Um, I love those. I love the design of pretty much every one of the bear Pokemons. Look sleek. Huge fan of those. Trying to think of some other Pokemon. Mimikyu's a great Pokemon. Rarely use it in playthroughs. Um, that's adorable. I just think it's cute. It's kind of a creepy backstory, right, with the disguise, but it's just an adorable little Pokemon that I enjoy catching and knowing that is there. I've often thought about what it would be like some of my favorite Pokemon just to encounter that just kind of make me happy. Mew, Celebi, Manaphy. We saw Manaphy previous episode. Um, Rotom. It might be fun someday to do a challenge where we just have those kind of Pokemon that have really good stats. I mean, Mew with TMs gets a great move pool because everything's available to him. But just playing a playthrough where you've got these like little tiny mythical powerful Pokemon. I don't think it'd be that hard because good stats, decent moves, but I don't know. I think it'd just be fun to have a team of all little mythical or mythical adjacent type Pokemon. That's just me. I don't know if any of like the Lake trio would be in there. They would kind of fit, but I don't know. I mean, maybe as Elf. Maybe we'll get an Azelf right here for the encounter. Oh my gosh, could you imagine if this is Azelf called it? Who's rooting for an Azelf, right? Oh, it's not an Azelf, but we will take a Riolu. This is great. This would go on the team immediately. And we're not messing around. I'm Kudyan sure we are not risking our slack off to a fighting type. No, 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 no. Went for counter, so we would have been fine because we did not attack it first. Nope, nope, nope. We will play this smart. We've got decent Pokeballs. I think we have like 40 something. We will chuck as many as we need. We've got an amulet coin. We can get more. This is only fighting right now. It's not steel type as well, so this could do okay damage. Okay, ate that. If we don't crit, we can hit it one more time. If we crit, we kill it. I want to give ourselves the best chance we can to catch this Riolu. No crit. Wonderful. We're sitting pretty. We'll try to put this thing back to sleep. We will definitely add this to the team. Yes, sir. All right. And now we throw Pokeballs. Yeah, not first ball Bassy for this one. That's okay. Didn't necessarily think it would be. Not a super duper hard catch rate, but not like the easiest. Three. Boom. Second ball. We'll take that. We'll take that. We've been very lucky. I shouldn't say anything because it's just going to jinx like the rest of this entire run. We got a good team, so if I jinx it, I jinx it. Now, I go back and forth on a bunch of different nicknames. There have been different PokeTubers that I've watched, and we're going to talk about that as we go through some trainers here in a moment that have different nicknames that they give, such as Alex on some of these. Um, but I often name mine Luca for Lucario. I like the name Luca. I don't know why. Don't really know much about it. There's a basketball player, but kind of like the name Luca. So we'll go with Luca. Easier to say than Respite that I named, or Slack Off. Sometimes I name Slack Off Lays. I don't know why I went with Respite. I know why. Because sometimes we just need a respite, right? We need to relax and all that. I knew I was going to keep him on for HMs, but I don't mind Riolu getting Rock Smash for us. I'm okay with that. Kind of wasting a move spot on Rock Smash for now. Because really, we're thinking like level 40 before we get um, to move the leader. And I'm just thinking, I think we have the Soothe Bell, right? Yeah. This is beautiful. Oh, Luca's holding an item. TM01. What was Luca holding? Rock Slide. That's not bad. We got some good TMs. All right. Can anybody learn Rock Slide? Just. Ooh. I was really hoping that Aiken could learn Rock Slide. I know he's ground type and not rock type, but that was my hope. Or she, however Aiken identifies. I think I'm thinking about giving it to Slack Off. We'll hold off for a little bit. We don't have to make that decision right now. Because Slack Off is gonna get some good moves. We don't want to mess with the move one and waste Rock Slide. Rock Slide isn't like 100% accurate or anything like that, but um, it's a good TM for sure. We're gonna sell a couple of the little items that we've got. We don't want to sell any of those right now. Let's sell these little things. What else I can sell over here? Not really. I mean, these are good money, but we'll probably use those. Sell the elephant. We'll leave it for now. We still got 5 potions. All right, we're gonna go get some trainers. We will try to fight all these trainers on this little route here. Now we've got all of our counters, Route 32, and we have an idea of our team. Let's see where our egg is. We'd love to hatch that before we go in the cave so we can know what our egg is going to be. It could be close to hatching. Okay. So you know what we're going to do. Can't believe I didn't think to do this when we were doing all the walking back and forth to get places. We are going to move our egg to the front because that will help it hatch quicker. We will put Luca out in front because having him get some steps behind us with the Soothe Bell is going to make him friendlier with us. And we want friendly Pokemon because a friendly Pokemon is a happy Pokemon, and a happy Pokemon evolves into a Lucario. And our episode 4 reminder, drink your water. If you're not drinking already, get your water in. I am not staying in against a Farfetch'd. I don't think it's going to have much of a flying type move yet, but I am not risking a future Lucario to a Farfetch'd. That would be ridiculous. I know we lost that initial trainer battle in episode 1 before the Nuzlocke challenge started, so it's fine. We still rock on. Um, I would love to have a deathless run. The only Pokemon we don't have on the team would be the Pokemon that we didn't catch. Probably not going to happen. We're going to lose somebody at some point. But we've already got one gym, no deaths, so we'll take it. Choke. But Choke would be a fighting type that I might take over Lucario. Um, Hitmonchan in this game specifically, I would, because at level 31, I think it is in this game, gets Thunder Punch, Ice Punch, and Fire Punch just by level up. But really, other than a Hitmonchan, this is our fighting type. We are rocking out, and we're not Steel type yet, so we are not weak to Newman. We're not strong against him, but we're not weak either. So I feel pretty confident that we can do some damage. Yeah, look at that. Just no burns. That's what we're asking for. So I've threatened to talk about this a couple times. Let's actually do it as we get some training in. Crit. We'll take the crit. Take the wins where we get them. We chip away. We take the wins where we get them. Those are some life lessons for us, folks. A second Numal. We're not scared of that. Poketubers. So that's one of the reasons I'm doing this is I just love watching a bunch of different people on YouTube play Pokemon, and I will talk about some of them. And I apologize greatly if I forget any of them. But I know I mentioned Game Boy Luke before. I mentioned United Hayes, aka Dylan. Shout out to them. Shout out to Original 151, Vinny. I am a member for Dylan and Vinny. Would love to be more, but money is money. When I make more, I will be more of a member. But shout out to them for really getting me into Pokemon. We're going to switch out here because we're burned. We're a little bit weak. We want to save Luca. But especially Original 151 Vinny and United Gamer Dylan United Plays, Nintendo. But several years ago, 2018, I think it was, I was recovering from Force Bomb. We'll take that. I was recovering from Force Bomb from a Lucario. No. I was recovering from an appendectomy. I had my appendix taken out. And had watched a couple of like countdowns, I think through like Watch Mojo about Pokemon. And so YouTube was like, hey, have you thought about this Pokemon series? And I don't remember which one it was, but it might have been a HeartGold Soul Silver, but it was a cage lock. It was one of the cage locks that Vinny and Dylan did. And I watched it, and I had never seen a randomizer before. I didn't know that was a thing. Obviously, never seen a Nuzlocke before. I grew up playing Pokemon. I played through Gen 4, but really when Gen 5 came out, Black and White, I didn't fall away from Pokemon, but life just took me another way, different places, down different avenues. So, didn't really play Gen 5, never played Gen 6 or 7. And kind of fell away from Pokemon. Not in a bad way, just that's where life was at the time. Pokemon wasn't as big. I still enjoyed some Pokemon, playing some of the old games, playing Gen 1, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, but really wasn't up to speed on Pokemon anymore. And watched a Cage Lock, and the idea that things could be randomized and that they could have these different encounters was fascinating. And the camaraderie between the two of them, Dylan and Vinny, I just loved it from the get go. I know they often joke when people first encounter them and they're like, "Oh, you're loud," and I enjoyed it. It was fun for me, and just started watching Cage Lock. I knew they had a couple they had done previously. Uh, watched a couple more of those. Eventually, watched like the three-way verses they did with Dobbs, both of them, all three of them. Yeah, and then through them, kind of got introduced to some others like Game Boy Luke, Patters, Short Tempered, Mopo, Schmax, Shady Penguin, um, and really just have dived into that lore. Frank, obviously, Asteroid Mania videos, and Asteroid videos, King Corefish, aka Ryan. Just love watching those Poketubers. Lynn's as well. I know I'm missing like 2 or 3 people that I watch now, but subscribe to them all and just really enjoy their content. I subscribe to them all. I enjoy their content. Um, so if you enjoy watching this type of thing, this type of Pokemon stuff, I highly recommend them. Um, and I've said this in chats and stuff and streams to Vinny and Dylan before, but really I credit them with my getting back into Pokemon, and then my wife too. A couple years ago, for our anniversary, our dating anniversary, not our wedding anniversary, but for our dating anniversary, she actually got me a Switch and Pokemon Snap, the new Pokemon Snap, and then I've since between her and some other gifts around Christmas and stuff, gotten you know. Uh, Sword and Shield, Diamond and Pearl remakes, Legends Arceus, um, and of course now Scarlet and Violet, and just love playing the games. It's like I said, it's just such a mental health thing for me that uh, it's just a place to go enjoy something that I enjoy doing. Mental health, I think sometimes, rightfully so to a degree, is about overcoming depression or feeling bad or stuff like that. But there's also the side of mental health of you can be happy and still take these opportunities to do things that make you happy. It's not all about being depressed, addressing your mental health. I think mental health should be a daily thing, good, bad, or indifferent. And whatever your day is, mental health is part of it. And Pokemon, to me, is always a happy place. Whether I'm already happy, I can come into Pokemon and just either stay happy or be happier. Or if I'm having, a rough day, bad day at work, whatever it might be going on in life. Um, I'll give you an example. My grandfather is one of my favorite people of all time, and he passed in May of 21. And I was watching, shock, surprise, a Pokemon video with Vinny and I think Dylan. And Vinny caught a Pokemon near and dear to my heart. I love um, Murkrow and Hodgecrow. Love them. I like I like the idea of a blackbird. I like crows. I like ravens. I actually have a blackbird wing tattooed. You can't see it here. Maybe in future videos we won't be wearing the long sleeves. I'll show it off. Um, but I love Honchkrow. I love Murkrow. And Vinny caught one, and he inadvertently, not on purpose, not to his knowledge, but he named it after my grandfather. And this was again within a week of my grandfather passing. And I love my grandfather. It was good for him because medical stuff, right? We've all been there. We've seen that. But to have Pokemon in that way for me, just be like a happy place again, and for whatever you believe in terms of religion and afterlife and all that. For me, it was like having my grandfather find me after the fact and be like, "Hey, I might not be there on Earth with you anymore, but I'm still here for you. Like we still have this connection. I'll still be there." And Gramps was the best because he wasn't necessarily a Pokemon person, but he would watch Poketubers with me. Um, he would let me play it, on the big screen, at home in the living room. So, um, just phenomenal human being, and I miss him greatly. But I'm proud to be his grandson and try to live my life every day to in a way that they continue to make him proud. I think we all have those people in our lives, right? My grandparents, both of them, my grandmother, my grandfather, are both high up there for me. We have more than 40. We should kill with an icy wind. Dragon Rage does not come out of the game with no game breaking moves. I, like many others, use the Dragon Rage clause typically through not Gen 2, through Gym 2. Where if we get killed by Dragon Rage, it doesn't count. Doesn't matter because we won anyway. But, or if you use it. Like if you get it on a Pokemon before the first gym, but you start using it, then you're susceptible. But we don't have to worry about that because we beat it without dying. Don't really care much about the poison bar, but any item we don't use, I will sell. You'll see that about me real quick. There's a lot of items I just sell because I want the money. I should have healed so that Dugong was 100% before we came into this. We're going to end up fighting 3 Pokemon right here. That's okay. We should be all right. This is actually a really great lead for us. They are throwing out their Wigglytuff because we are super effective. We might one-shot right here, and this is going to be good experience for Luca. We do one-shot. And it's good experience. 139, not as much as I thought we'd get. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to switch into zombie. Because zombie is super effective. We're weak. I'm betting Doduo has quick attack. So we're going to heal. Because I don't know how much damage quick attack might do to us. And I think even a crit, we would live in the 30-something range, and we can kind of get an idea. We'll take growl. So here's the quick attack. It does have it. Only did 4 points of damage. We would have been fine at 13, but better safe than sorry, right? Got the potions. Let's use them. We don't really have anything great for a Gyarados right now. Rock Slide would have been a good idea, wouldn't it have? Probably shouldn't keep the Amulet Coin on Venus because we're not using Venus. Not going to have. Gyarados isn't going to have a flying type move. I think we're going to try to put it to sleep. We're going to try to leech sheet it. We're going to use Venus so we can get some extra money because we haven't been doing that well. We've been lacking on our Amulet Coin usage here. It's interesting that a Pokemon is asleep and can avoid an attack. If you just said I missed, alright, fine. Then not great that we missed the sleeping Pokemon. But Gyarados in its sleep is like, no, I'm going to roll over. Apparently Gyarados is a sleepwalker. We got it. Chased down. Let's see if this does any damage. We are quite a bit higher. Okay. Thrash, we should take it. Does more than I'd like it to do, but we should be fine. Between Leech Seed and Vine Whip, I think we're Gucci. Oh yeah. Leech Seed might clutch up the victory for us right here. Let's see. Yes, it does. Hey, hey. And oh, I thought we were gonna get one level away from an Ivysaur. That's okay. We got plenty more trainers to go. We got 3 more trainers up above us. One of them does have a level 15. That's always a scary one. In your normal playthrough, it is, I believe, Magikarps, all 4 of them. So if we run into a Mewtwo there, we might be shaking in our boots a little bit. But we're going to take on those 3 trainers. And then as long as we're not over 45 minutes, we still got some good time. We will get our cave encounter. And we'll wrap up this episode after that. So let's go up here and see what we can do with some of these trainers. Not sponsored, by the way. Because who would sponsor a YouTube channel that has 4 videos and no idea how to edit? But if you guys want to clip this, and in like 15 years, if we're doing all right, send it to Yeti and be like, hey, 15 years later, we are sponsored by Yeti. Kid can dream, right? Kid can dream. Salamence is kind of scary, except that we have a level 15 zombie. And this zombie is going to Icy Wind. Quad effective. This should one-shot the Salamence. Easy for me to say. And it did. 1 down, 2 to go. I think I've given out my phone number to a bunch of strangers in this playthrough already, but if I think about it, I will hit no. I think I've mentioned this in the last couple of videos, and I'll mention it again. And if I haven't, then I'll mention it for the first time. Let me know in the comments below what you guys want me to talk about. And if I haven't said it in this video yet, because this is the 3rd video I'm recording, they all blur together. Hit like, hit subscribe if you enjoy being here. If you don't, leave a comment. Tell me what you want to see different. But as you can see, I am a sports fan. I love sports. And just before recording, I actually watched a Bruins victory here tonight. And it is a wonderful year to be a Bruins fan. I've been a Bruins fan for a very, very long time. But this is one of those years where you're just like, we got a chance. Fastest team in NHL history to 100 points. A couple injuries we're dealing with right now. Love to see those guys get healthy, especially by the playoffs. But some new additions come into the team as well. So I feel like we got a good core. I think we got a good mindset, a good approach to the game. So I have faith. This is the trainer I'm always a little bit hesitant fighting in the first, a few minutes of a Nuzlocke or anything like that. Really in the early stages, because we're episode 4 in, yeah, but this is still early on. We're doing HeartGold, and I'm going all the way. We're going to red, so this is going to take a while. Because if we're going to do it, let's do it, right? Rip the band-aid off. Go for it. Go big. But this trainer has a level 15. And typically, with these levels, we can be pretty close. But not always. And if that level 15, like I said, if that's a Mewtwo, if that's a Kyogre, if that's, I don't know, if that's a Groudon, if that's a Lugia, like, we're in trouble. So, it's Shucky. If you're not familiar with that meme, you don't watch Original 151, and that's okay. You don't have to. I highly recommend it, but great memes going way back to a sleepwalk. But I guess baby Shucky in this case. We're going to quick attack because we're paralyzed and hopefully get around the paralysis. It didn't work out, but that's okay. This is the level 15, by the way. So if we're going to be slower, let's be slower and hit our bigger move. We should tank this without a crit. Yeah! Crit got us to 1. Thank goodness we're not poisoned. Yikes. Now, we could quick attack and kill the level 15 Chinchou. But if we get paralyzed, we lose our future Lucario. We could heal up. Let's do that. We're going to use our 1 super potion. We're going to heal up. We're going to be full health. We'll hit a quick attack after this. We're going to break through. I know we are. That's going to do some damage. Oh, not nearly as much as I thought. Phil does more the weaker that Pokemon is. And that Pokemon is weak. But thankfully, we survived. We broke through paralysis. We get the quick attack. The level 15 is down. That was the one I was worried about. All right. All right. We doing all right. Badoo is a part grass type Pokemon. Grass and poison, I believe. While Zombie is technically weak to grass, it's also super effective with our Icy Wind. We should be way over leveled. Yep, 10 levels higher. We got this. Ooh, baby. Yeah. Not as much. And then is this something we can... Interesting. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to throw Venus out there first because Venus is holding our amulet coin so we can get the more money. And then we're going to switch in to Respite because he's normal type. Ditto will transform into our normal type. And then we're going to switch into Luca, our fighting type, for super effective. This will split the experience points across all 3 Pokemon, so it's not going to give us a ton. It's level 5 anyway. But gives us the best chance at the kill here. We succumb to paralysis. Twice. That's okay. And that should be 1 shot. It is. Booyah. And look at this. We're at just about 40 minutes. This is going to be perfect. We will go heal up. We'll get the cave encounter. We will wrap it up there. Takedown. I don't want takedown. I don't like moves that do residual damage unless you have the ability that prevents you from taking the residual damage. There are strong enough moves that don't cause harm to you that I would rather have on my Pokemon. That's just my theory. That's my philosophy on it. If we were doing like a battle against, another person, I might want a stronger move like a takedown or like a brave bird or something like that. But we're not. We're facing AI. We're facing RNG. So I'm not about that life. I am not about it. Let's go get. You know what else we're gonna do before we go into the cave and get this encounter? Maybe close to hatching. Does not mean it's really that close because if it was really that close, it would say will hatch soon. We did not give Luca Rock Smash yet. That's okay. All right, we're gonna get our cave encounter now. The challenge here is: do we get the cave encounter or do we fish for a level 10? That's gonna be a little bit stronger. We don't have a choice. We're getting the cave encounter. Here we go. Cricketune. All right, that's our Cricketune cry. It's the best you're gonna get from me for a Cricketune cry right now. I'll tell you that. I've been talking for like an hour and a half recording these videos. It's about as best as you're gonna get. Um, Mind. If I weren't putting this thing to sleep or trying to at least, I would be afraid of Mind. Because every attack that we do, every bit of damage we cause to it, it's going to come back on us. Obviously, if and when we catch this Pokemon, it is not going on the team. No offense to Cricketune. If you are a Cricketune stan out there, enjoy it. Rise up. Own that. Why not? I'm not. It's okay. Not every Pokemon is the greatest. Um, Although it would be kind of interesting to maybe do a challenge. Like Madry Bread. Oh, I didn't even think of him when I was talking about the PokeTubers I watch. Or M&J TV. Oh my gosh, I love M&J TV. PM7. Um, but do like a Madry Bread type challenge where you can only use like a cricket tune. That would be pretty sure he's probably already done. Oh my gosh. I can't believe I forgot those three specific M&J TV and PM7 especially. Like I love Madry Bread. I love watching the challenges. They're always entertaining. I look forward to them on a weekly basis. But MNJ TV and PM7, man. Ugh. The John Michael Cup. How can you not be entertained by the John Michael Cup? If there are Poketubers that I have not mentioned that you love, mention them. Shout them out in the comments below. They're not going to know. There's no way they're seeing this yet. Would I be lying if I said that someday I wouldn't love to do like a cage lock against Vinny? Who wouldn't? That'd be phenomenal. Or Dylan, or Game Boy Luke, or Patters, or any of them. But that's not really what this is about. This is about having fun, hanging out, playing some Pokemon, and just, I guess, in a way, paying homage to those guys and girls that I have watched playing Pokemon for the last several years who have been just a delight and addition to my life that I didn't even know I was looking for. So, shout out to all of them and just having some fun. And we chip away at the Cricketune. That's our mantra, right? We've been talking about that now for a couple episodes. Chip away. Whatever we're going through in life, we chip away. Chip away, chip away, chip away. It's not always about big wins. We'll take them when we get them. Sometimes it's about the little wins. Sometimes it's about inching our way forward in life, keeping the wheels forward. That's what we talk about, right? Chip away. We've chipped the Cricketune down. We've got him asleep. We throw a ball. Boom. We caught the Cricketune. Yep. I was thinking about doing the cry again, and I'm going to try. So, my nickname for our Cricketune, if you are like me and you are a fan of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, especially the live action movies from my childhood, Casey Jones, moving out the cricket bat. That is the name I often give our Cricketune. So we will name this Casey after Casey Jones. Casey will go to the PC. Youngster Joe is calling us. We are going to ignore it. We are at 45-ish minutes, which is where we want to be. This has worked out perfect. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, until next time.